Hola! Take two. All right, hey, how you doing? I'm the real Margaret Claire Jordan whose life is based out of the newsroom, albeit obscured, because, Aaron Sorkin understands literary devices like both my parents did in the 80s, working for McCann and Erickson, my father. Look at that cute little eccentric. You see his eyes? Yeah, he's eccentric. Yeah, I wonder what he was dealing with back then. That was in his cabin out in Colorado between Maggie Gulch and Maud Silvermine. My names. Hi, I'm Margaret Maud Jordan, third generation Maud. Mom didn't like me going by that name because it sounded like mud. Well, I like mud because it's dirt and the earth is beautiful and it's where flowers grow to feed us, and then we die and then we feed the planet back. That's the natural order of things. Get it, got it, good. Okay, so here's my mama, Susan Maud Jordan from Louisville, Kentucky, a very enmeshed state, a very highly neglected state, the most neglected state in the country. But also it's Indiana as well, Incestiana as I call it. Because, yeah, there's a lot of enmeshment here. Because I spoke to the health department and asked if it was a problem here, and they said immediately, yeah. The nurse did. I'm not giving her name out because, HIPAA shit. Because, yeah, you see how stylish my mother could be? You see that? And, yeah, Paige Amber, you got one of my mom's skirts. I recognize that. Good for you. Anyway, sidebar, yeah. Yeah, here's another picture of my mother's style. I don't know where it's at. She didn't always write down the facts on the back. Check the facts. Okay, DBT. And, here's her and my grandpa. He was a Corps of Engineers for the military and shit. Did some war shit. I don't remember what he did. I don't like war, so I don't care. I've still got the photo albums that talk about how he was, a Freemason. And I went to the masonry building here in Evansville, Indiana, and it's they still use the word Indian on their little placard. I'm like, really, guys? That definitely shows me you're not where you need to be. And I definitely like the old wood there, but it's like, it still reads enmeshed. It's nice that they're open to let people game there, but it's just like it makes me uncomfortable being there. And there's my grandmother who raped my grandfather. Sorry, I forgot to give trigger warnings, but we're all triggered by now. Right. So there's my grandmother because she withheld my aunt from my grandfather, and he was definitely mad. And, they definitely fought a lot because my mother was the first child, and, my grandfather only wanted one child. Look how beautiful my mom is. You see her? You see how she could coiffure herself like Rarity on MLP, My Little Pony? I like the empathy in it, okay? Yes, there's critiquability in there. That's fine. We're supposed to critique, previous generations to protect the next generation, right? Right. So we're supposed to do instead of sticking to Caucasus dispositions. Baby honey, I'm working. I love you. So yeah. So I come from autistic people. Imagine that. Imagine how close those words are. Synonymonym is very close. One letter off. Right? Right. Because, yeah, the proof is in the words. Don't act like words. We know how to code words. They're sigils, too. Just like numbers. I'm just stronger with words because I get gaslit by numbers because I feel them, and I get overwhelmed by how much damage that means to the society and the planet as a whole. So, yeah, I don't fucking like numbers. Can I do stats? Yeah, if someone leaves me the fuck alone and doesn't talk to me while I'm doing the numbers so I don't make fucking mistakes, like fucking bitch ass over at CVS in Newburgh, would not stop ringing the bell for help. Fucking my ability to do the numbers right. So yeah, sometimes the money would get gone and not come back. Because yeah, I would get so stressed out and because they were a family, a toxic family, an enmeshed family. Because they would not enable me. Sorry, I'm tangential. Because it's like once that memory gets clicked, boom, bam, baby, there it is. And it's like, yeah, you should be careful how you talk to me. Because, people don't care about severe enmeshment survivors. I saw how y'all treated Christian. I got called Christian because I was like, calling all lost boys, calling all lost kids. It's like, yeah. So what? I was looking for connection. Yeah, I was feeling a lot at that time. Because I was being abused by another enmeshed person who could not tell the difference between empathy and enmeshment. Because of his... But anyway, that's a sidebar. That's for another video. So back to it. I come from enmeshed people because Europe and England have... a genetic disposition for that at this point. It's embedded because of the countless wars and imperialism that turned into fascism, that turned into capitalism all concurrently. Because I don't care who created capitalism. He still did us a disfavor in emboldening that word. Emboldening that word. Because it's extraction. It's extortion. Got it? Got it. And so is monarchy. So yeah, why are tech bros saying they're like dark elves and shit? Like they're doing anybody any favors. Yeah, okay, sure. And here's my mother's apartment in the at Roswell Road. Yeah. That's her violin she used to play. We tried to do violin together, but, Mom would always ruin the moment with her, enmeshment flashbacks on me and take them out on me like I do other people. And I'm not trying to do that, but, people are not good at empathizing that down. People think I'm having a meltdown for no reason at all, when really they do a minutia behavior that reminds me of something. Like someone receding is triggering. It's not rejection, it's receding. And yeah, it can read like rejection, but it's not. But at the same time, if you recede, that means I'm unsafe for you. So I'm going to go. Because you're obviously not in a place to address yourself. Because I can do that with mine. I love accountability. But how other people make me accountable for them? I don't think so. I don't think so. So yeah. Yeah. My father and mother met at WSB radio station on Peachtree. She had the sign in her office that probably got looted too. Like a lot of other things that I should have kept. She had some nice trunks, so whoever got those, good for you. Fuck you. I love those trunks. I love to sit on them like a cat at the window trying to read books until Mom came to bother me again with whatever hyperventilation she wanted to induce in me next. Because, yeah, she did not respect kids. She did not have that early childhood education that everyone should fucking have by 12. Like, kids should be raised on early childhood education so they can understand themselves. Yeah, you can make that child, child appropriate. You can. You can. I can help with that. But who's going to let me? Who's going to let me near the editing room? I don't fucking know. Because I ended up with a domestic violence misdemeanor because of the enmeshed asshole I was, trying to have a life with for the last 3 years. And doing too much on Facebook, trying to garner advocacy for both of us instead of just myself, and just breaking up with him immediately. Because, yeah, I felt trapped. I let him know that, yeah, we were trauma bonded, and he just brushed it off. I kept trying to educate him on CPTSD, and he wouldn't read the book on his own. There were times where I just literally threw the book at him. It was like, yeah, I should have been leaving him at every time, but I just kept getting stuck in flashback after flashback after flashback while my neighbors called the cops on me instead. Thanks, guys. Yeah, jail was not necessary for anyone. Yeah. It just houses disabled people, so I would sing in there and just try to empathize and never hear from anyone who I empathize with again. Yeah. They would tell me that I did so much for them. Yeah. Never to be heard from again. Got it. Yeah. Okay. Cool, guys. Cool. Yeah, cool. Cool. Love it. Cool. Love it. Yeah, so here's my daddy. This is John Francis Dempsey of Chicago, who is definitely lining up with the behavior, because, I see my affect in William McAvoy. Okay, the affect is my father's. This is him in his cabin in Chicago between Maggie and Maud Gulch. Maggie Gulch and Maud Silvermine. Yeah. Look at that squirrely bitch. Why does he look like Baby Nose? Baby Nose. I don't like him looking like my dad, because I don't want to fuck my dad. Fuck Freud. He was definitely an incest survivor. And he made it everybody else's problem. Like, Sir Oedipus Rex was a warning. Yeah. I love Shakespeare like my mom. I love Latin. I'm natural at Latin. And I don't like how my mom was framing me as Harry Potter as that movie came out. I was like, yeah, I got a scar on the side of my face. It's not a lightning bolt. It's very faint now. But, yeah. Hillary P for protection, because I don't need to be sued by everybody I talk about. Yeah, she pointed that out to me at lunch once, and then they all, ganged up on me because I accidentally wore the shirt that she had when I was actually going to, Kohl's at the time? I think it was a Kohl's. And I was like, I like her shirt, but I don't want to copy her. And I accidentally buy the shirt that she actually had. Yeah, and I get punished for that. I get ostracized for that. Yeah, cool, guys. Yeah, that was cute. Sure. Here's another little nice photo. My mother took these photographs. You see how effective she is? She was basically Rhoda and Mary. And I regret that I couldn't ask her, hey, Mom, teach me how to be a producer. Because, the 0 to 6 trauma. Okay, let me tell you about that. So the fallout from her losing her job at McCain and Erickson and WSB was pretty rough on her. It definitely brought out her enmeshment trauma of Grandma and Grandpa, both emotionally abandoning her. Because Mom wanted to be a carpenter like Grandpa, but he's like, no, I'm a misogynist. You can't do that. I'm a man. You can't do that. I'm a man. I'm a manny man. I don't do that mentally ill shit. Sir, you are mentally ill. You're enmeshed. Sorry, it's not a pop culture term. Sorry I say it so much because I just see it everywhere. I just see it everywhere. To the point that I make, a queer two-spirit painting. It took me years to do that. Because, sorry about it, guys, but some people take years to develop a painting. Josh Curry, fuck you. For playing patron on me in an active traumatic situation. And, he pushed a really shit painting out. He got the painting he deserved. And I hated it. He put it in the fucking bathroom. With the goddamn kitty litter. In a box. They had too many pets. They definitely had too many pets and too much stuff. It's like, yeah, we gotta, the whole schism is an ADHD issue. It's a high needs versus low needs. And yeah, I want to have discussion about that. I want to do a podcast about that. But I want to do it with people who understand empathy and don't necessarily use ethics and morals. Because empathy, I was complaining those things, but empathy is the baseline. All right? I think ethics can be skewed. I think morals can be skewed and misused to suit profit. I don't like profit, and I don't like religious profit. I don't like profit. I don't like either profits. Because I already know how to do empathy. I knew as a kid, all kids know empathy. And if they're born with psychopathy, they just need more accommodations. They just need that. Because, damning people with the DSM and the Bible, it's boring to me. It's overdone. And I'm just like, why are you hurting yourself? Why are you doing that? You want to see some other, emotional analysis? Because that's what paintings do. They help us emotionally analyze our body. This is me, my father, and my mother. The flower of wisdom, the flower of imagination. It's not always opium, bitch! God! Okay, back to it. See? It's got texture. I love texture. I'm going to just talk to you like that. That silly, I can't remember the actor's name, but you recognize the voice. You recognize the Surf's Up silly, quirky penguin who was always like, this is Genevieve. That's not the name that he said, but I can't remember everything. Okay. So, and this is my Poppies in Chicago assignment that I did at U of E, 2007. And I want to add color to it now because, I love my daddy again. Because I get to know my daddy. Thank you, Aaron Sorkin. You did me a favor, but you owe me some royalties, sir. For using my life. No, I'm not paying $500 to talk to you, to talk to your agent, to be like, no, you're crazy, get out of here. I know how that shit works. I watched it happen in the 90s. I watched how you treated kids in the 90s. They're like, yeah, I don't want that, so I got it at home. Thanks a lot. All right. Got the home game. Yep. Anyway. So, what are we doing now? What are we talking about? Okay, look at this. Look at this hereditary ass shit that my grandmother did. Why is it green? Why is it my favorite flower? That's some creepy ass hereditary shit. And Hereditary, the movie, is about incest. It's about cult incest. That creates prophecy for, Trumpies. And Elon Muscle dicks. What is he? That one weird penis-shaped goal something. It looks like a clam and a dick coming out of it. If you recognize what that is, put it in the comments. Have a good time. Because, I like feedback. But, if it gives me indigestion, I'm just gonna, ignore you. If you give me empathy and indigestion, because empathy is what your body does. I've seen this graph where empathy is the sidebar. It's like, no, empathy is the center. Because empathy is what gives you the emotionality. Your body has to empathize with itself first to give you the emotions. It goes, emotion. It's a chain reaction, okay? We don't know how chain reactions work. But a lot of things happen at once, so it's not necessarily a linear chain reaction, I think. So yeah, here's my mom looking cute in her overalls out in Colorado. I don't like how she looks like a certain anarchist in this town that I don't trust. There's my mama looking cute and sexy. Yeah, Dad would call her legs. I remember the memo. I don't have the memo anymore. And I don't have the newspaper clipping that he gave her. But I visually remember. Because I have nearly very close aphantasia. Or not, phantasia. I have near hyperphantasia. I'm usually between 1 and 2. And then sometimes it fluctuates. Depending on my energy, empathy, electricity level of the time. Whether I get nourished or not. And I'm trying to nourish myself by getting my story out there. So, hey, how you doing? I'm hoping I'm not putting my foot in my mouth for anyone who wants to support me or wants assistance from me. Because, I want to be a community member that is a vocal voice against the enmeshment economy that we have. It is a mix of, imperialism, capitalism, and fascism. They're all mixing together because, they're trying to rebirth monarchy. Look at that shit. I used to have that glass until some jackass broke it. Wasn't me, though. Wasn't me. Sorry, I'm just remembering the 90s. Because I grew up loving African energy. But I saw how we were hurting them as I was learning history growing up. And I just would shut down and quarantine myself and actively avoid black and brown bodies. Not because I was trying to be racist. But because I was like, yeah, I don't want to hurt you. So I wouldn't watch BET, but I would love watching the Disney Channel and Nickelodeon and PBS. And yeah, I do have a lot of privilege, but it doesn't mean I was okay through it all. Most of these privileged assholes are not okay at all. And you see it in the movies. You see it on Amazon Prime. You do. White Lotus? Yeah, okay. There's a nice little picture of the cabin that my brother Jonathan Dempsey has. I'd love to talk to him, but he's never sought me out, for obvious reasons. I don't expect ownership of the cabin, but I would have loved to have seen it and sit with him on the porch and be like, hey, can we talk about Dad? And how he made you feel? Because I honestly would have loved to wrestle my brother, but, I don't actually want to hurt my brother. Or any of his kids, if he has any. If he doesn't have any, I don't blame him, because I've cut my fallopian tubes, because with the enmeshment trauma I ain't having no kids for nobody. I ain't making no little worker bee for y'all to abuse and use, like I felt growing up, like so many of y'all felt growing up, like black and brown bodies have for centuries. And everyone wants to have their different version of history, but it's like, I'm sorry, but it's not like that. We cannot ignore what Europeans in England have done. And to an extent, Ireland, but it's mostly the Catholic Ireland that I don't trust. I don't trust Christianity for shit. Because the way I see Christianity, I grew up Episcopalian light. Catholic light, like Robin Williams said in his stand-up. I don't remember which one, but I think it was in the early 2000s. He was wearing an African-inspired shirt because he respects the energy, too. I do not like learning that he did steal jokes without credit. If I use someone's joke, I'm going to give credit. Because I like to give credit. But I do struggle to write things down in the moment because I will hear other cacophony. It's all echolalia. Language is echolalia. Lolly, 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 lollipop. I'm not putting my finger in my mouth. No, thank you. So, yeah. Yeah, my family grew up very privileged, as you can see. Oh, there's your proof. 7 of hearts, baby. How you doing? Yeah. The white columns. I know that the fine print is very hard to read. The home of WSB Radio and WSB TV, Atlanta, Georgia, white columns. Okay, there you go. I still have the nice little velvet and gold box, too. And whoever stole the fucking typewriter, my mom was an antique whore. She liked old things. I like old things. We were old things, because I remember when Grandma and Grandpa had my mom. She did her own hair and she made her own clothes. She couldn't teach me how to sew because she's like, I can't handle your kinesis. I can't handle your energy. Oh, I can't handle you. Oh. Okay, Marie Antoinette. Bitch ass. Yeah, Marie Antoinette enmeshed with her child. Yeah, the fuck she did. That's for another video. I think I already showed that one. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, my mother's verbal accounts are definitely matching up with the show. Only they dated for 5 years until I came around, and Dad said, Mom told me at 13 that Dad wanted to abort me. Yeah, that was ethical, Susan. Okay. You want to see who the blonde lady that threw their glass at my dad, the gossip columnist? She's the dark. That's Marlene, that my mother would do editing for. And boy, Marlene would annoy the fuck out of my mom. She hated Marlene. I don't know if she hated her, but she really didn't like anybody. Mom didn't like a lot of people in this town because they couldn't match her energy and her empathy. So I got to watch my mother decay slowly into hoarding. And we had the 700 was a landfill by the time I was 12. But I was a cleaning tornado. I would just throw on my powerful music like Sum 41. I hope they're doing okay. Anyway. I'd throw on Sum 41, AFI, Ayumi Hamasaki, arigatou gozaimasu. See, I need to be learning languages. I need to be able to learn languages so I can talk to other cultures. Because, yeah, I am a cultural translator. Like, emotionally wise. I Japan? Holy fuck, you're enmeshed. I can Junji Ito? Yeah, I know what he's about. Hayao Miyazaki, The Grave of the Fireflies is about incest, okay? It's about enmeshment. I love Hayao Miyazaki and Ghibli, however you want to pronounce it. That's respectful. You know, Ghibli. Gibble bits. Look, I'm sorry. Why don't you stop? Why don't you pop? You just can't stop. Yeah, I come from marketing people. Yeah, I do. Why everything gotta be a limerick slogan? Why do you always gotta be a fucking slogan with European settlers? God damn. Because they use it to bind people, okay? Anyway. What was my point? Shit. Yeah, this is gonna be a long ass one. It's already 20 minutes. God damn. Sorry, I'm trying to do a Robin Williams impersonation. How am I doing? Anyway. If you have any comments, just put in the comments, okay? Just, if you see something you want to talk about, just say something, okay? You see something, say something. But if you're going to be a dick, I'm going to ignore you. I'm going to give you sassimetry. Yeah. I'll give you that, Scorpio rising that no one likes to talk about. Anyway, but I love my middle name Maud because I love B. Arthur's Maud. But still, I don't want to be a white savior. I'm not here to save the world. I'm not here to do everything for everyone. I just want to be connected to people who can be a part of the conversation and make sure that we talk about enmeshment to our representatives. Okay? Because we really need to be talking about that. We need to be talking about get your incest out of our policies, bitch. I just want to say that. And yeah, the volition is necessary at this point. Not to the ones who are actually actively doing the work, like, what's her name? Rachel Prouty, I like her. I like Rachel Prouty. She's definitely someone to be proud of because I like her no nonsense, direct approach, and I'm about that. But no one but black people and brown people seem to like that approach. I definitely have. I don't want to assume what I have of like individual black people, but I've spoken to some organizations in town, and they're okay with me, and I'm trying to make an introduction video to the point that. Lets them know that I am a safe person to be around, and I will be accountable to my epigenetics. So, but I have so much critiques for Southwestern and the people who claim they've helped me that have not been able to handle that critique or criticism, however valid both be. Sounds like a skill issue. Go get more DBT, baby. Go get that CPTSD DBT, because complex PTSD is child abuse. It translates to child abuse. And BPD is autism specific. Okay? Well, this has already been long enough. So I'm going to go ahead and make another video and, yeah. Well, let me just check my body. So I talked about the 80s. My mother and father met at WSB in McCann. My dad would go to my dad went to South Africa, brought me back this creepy ass fucking doll. Where the fuck is that bitch? Where the fuck is that? I had it set up. I set myself up, and I still miss some shit. I know I had them together. Oh, here we are. Look at this. See? We were drinking Dempsey Ale together. There's a nipple on it. There wasn't. Mom said they didn't actually let me drink alcohol as a baby, okay? Okay. But yeah. Yeah. And like, Mom said that Dad didn't really want me until he got jealous of how much attention I was getting at the office. So then he there I am in my this is my baptism at St. Paul's Episcopalian Church down in Georgia. I love that church, but like, it's quite gothic. I like gothic though. I'm a color goth. I've got range. I like all ranges. Like, I like the whole spectrum, but like, if you're going to be abusive, we're just going to bail, okay? Okay. But like, someone being impassioned about their emotions, I don't think that's abusive. Like, you can give someone, musical cues if you learn music. Yeah, it's wild how art is so, paywalled. Because they know. They hold art for themselves because they think they deserve that the most. Because, like, they've suffered the most. They've martyred the most. They've worked harder the most. Bitch, you make shit harder. Shut up. Kardashian. KKK Kardashian. Yeah, bitch, how you doing? Yeah, there's my, the limousine. Look how goofy. Look how fucking goofy that is. Oh my god. Yeah, it's well made. Yeah, it was linen. And there's a point in the show where someone looks like my fucking mother like that. I swear, I remember. I remember seeing that clip. So yeah. Yeah. Stancy Patancy, yeah, I was loved, bitch. You weren't either at times too, because like, yeah, like I can't clock your enmeshment style. Sure. How is that Palestinian money? How did that get dispersed, Stancy Patancy? How did that get dispersed? Because you did not take my critique of your strategy using what, like nearly 20 people to do only $1 million for Palestine? You think I can't critique that? That is piss strategy. Y'all could have divided into groups. Some of y'all could have raised $1 million for Congo. Some of you could have done Sudan. Some of you could have done for Haiti, and then Palestine. But I don't like people not focusing on Congo. I don't like people focusing on Congo because, oh no, it's going to threaten my ability to get my computer. The computers feed the war machines that let people do the little, doomsday shit over on Palestine. Do I gotta make that? What, do we not recognize red herrings? Oh my god. I don't know. Yes, they're all equally important, but, go for the... Y'all love that. Can you find... Why is the crux the clit? Why is the crux the clit? Why is the crux the clit? Yeah, I'm being vulgar for educational purposes. Because what did we do with Jesus? He was a disabled person. It wasn't actually Jesus on that cross. It wasn't actually Jesus on that cross. No. I can recognize a scheme. Because I remember being described how insurance is like, yeah, that's a scam. I remember recognizing that at 14. It was funny because, the way I described my ideal world, my mom said, Maggie, that's communism. I'm like, yeah, what's your problem? I like it. I see what's happening to you. I see how stressed you are, Susan. I see how you abuse me, but I didn't have the words abuse. Because I wasn't allowed to talk back to my mom, otherwise she would slap me or, verbally assault me, emotionally assault me. And, my community, my town was just like, okay, we're going to love you from a distance. Bye. Your mom's too hard. You guys are too difficult. Bye. Love you from afar. Bye. Look at you from afar. No one was looking out for me. There was no house that I could come to that I wanted to, that I felt safe with. Yeah, I had some neighbors that offered that, but it's like, the same shit's happening in my house as happening in your house. Yeah, like, why is your son crying to you, telling you that he doesn't want to take Ritalin? And you're not meeting his needs first. You don't put your needs first, parents. You put your child's needs first. And that's why enmeshment happens, because the parent will put their needs over the child's. That's enmeshment. Oh, you're going to the salon? That's money that you could be putting toward your kid. Oh, you're getting your hair done? Oh, that's money you could be putting toward your kid. Oh, you're smoking those Benson Hedges like a Henry Ford factory? That's money you could be putting toward your kid. Yeah, my mother spoiled me rotten with every toy I wanted, but, I didn't need every toy I wanted. I needed instruments. I needed intentional financial spending, not coercion, because my mother couldn't handle me because she wanted Ritalin to emotionally regulate me. And I know that Southwestern was, doing their best to look out for me, and my mother was definitely in the way. So, yeah, I want to talk to Southwestern about that, but still, I deserve emotional compensation. Hey, J.G. Wentworth, how's that doing? No one ain't looking out for me financially. No lawyers are getting back to me in this fucking town. That Chinese rug? Yeah, my dad brought that back going to China. You know what? You want to see what else? Baby, honey, I'm busy. I love you. I love you, baby. I love you. Okay. This came from China, too. I like the dangle. But, doesn't fit anymore. No. So. Oh, God. Look, I try to take care of things, but there's always something. There's always red on you. Hey, Scott. No, that's not Scott Pilgrim. What is that? Sean Penn and that one guy who decided to play Hagrid in the next whatever edition of Harry Potter is involved now. Oh, my God. Nick Frost. Fuck you, Nick Frost. I think that's him. Anyway. So, yeah. And this is when my memory came online, because I remember doing this for my mom. My conscious memory. This was when I was 2, being happy baby Buddha, because I remember being in that position, and with the I loved my mom's pajamas. She had such nice things. But she had a box full of credit cards. And I remember asking my mom, what's the cap that you ever made? $32,000 was the most my mother ever made. Yeah. Oh, here's the doll. Look at that creepy ass fucker. It doesn't have its eyes. Wait, no. No, I don't think it had eyes. Because the eyes fell in the head. That's creepy as fuck. That came from South Africa. Yeah, why is my life like Discovery of Witches, Deborah Harkness? It's about ADHD, high empathy, and autism. It's literally just down to two because, well, the Holy Trinity is autism, ADHD, and empathy. The giftedness is empathy, okay? It's empathy, all right? It's high empathy, all right? It's potent empathy. And our leaders are empathy impotent. Got it? Got it. How long am I? Oh, God, 30 minutes. Okay, well, I like to be thorough. And yeah, I like to talk, but I like people to raise their hands and be like, hey, can I talk about myself a little bit? You know, give me visual cues. Don't just sit there and be like, oh, this bitch is suffocating. While you trauma farm me to use my life against me. Hey, Sky Wartooth, Trashwater, how you doing, bitch? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you studied the DSM to use it as a weapon. Meanwhile, I was on cocaine for my mother and teacher's benefit, getting a 3.5 GPA in high school. I only got as far as Algebra 2, but if I actually had actual accommodations, instead of having teachers that went too fast with math, I loved Mr. Jesh. He was awesome. But he was teaching the regular kids. The normal kids. I should have been in special ed advanced, but I didn't like a lot of my peers. I liked the soft, gentle ones. Most of the ones that I liked were I liked the ones that people would call the R word. Because they look different. Like, let's see. There's my 11th birthday party. Well, we're going to do that later. Because I'm trying not to be too jumpy stumpy. And, yeah, I know my dad loved me. You're just a squirrely bitch. Look at my beautiful mother. There's the crib that I still have that holds my mother's record collection that he brought back from Ireland. Why does this bunny look like the Chobbit bunny? The Chobbit, I still have the bunny, the wooden bunny, and my little bear. I miss the other bunny and the ducky. Yeah, I had a lot of nice shit. Yeah, I did. I did have a lot of privilege, but I didn't deserve to go to jail to face my privilege. No one deserves institutionalization to face their privilege. And St. Vincent and Brentwood and Southwestern and Southern Hills, whatever they're called now over in Jasper, they all suck. You suck. Because I don't need therapy. I need instruments. I need art. Because art is therapy. And art therapy heals better than any group therapy. So yeah, don't tell me I need group therapy, because I've tried group therapy since 2012. On and off. And yeah, it's helped some, but it still wasn't refined, and I can give those editorial notes just fine. Yeah, who acts like Will McAvoy now? People think, oh, they're just acting like them. No. You think I just can play this affect like a method man? No, that is my affect. And yeah, I can talk like a dick. I can be a dick. But who do I get it from? Oh, I don't know. Too many people, apparently. Look at this clowner. Look at this happy little silly clowner. Oh my god. It was... like, I love linen, but it's like... obnoxious. It's like, I didn't need that. Just love the baby. Why do you need to dress up your baby so frilly like? I get it because you want to show them love, but it's like... just put the love in... just put the empathy in the baby. Just put the empathy in the baby. Don't fuck the money. Because money is an empathy token, okay? It's an empathy trust. Because the empathy is the standard of the world. Is the natural order of the world. Okay? Because modern science, what is called American science, but it's settler Turtle Island science, okay? Because, everyone who's in America now is a turtle native who was born here. We're turtle natives. Turtle power, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I'm okay with being called a Turtle Islander. But I'm a settler Turtle Islander. I'm still a settler colonial descendant. But I'm still from Turtle Island. And I'm here for Turtle Island. I made that promise doing my bonding ritual with the river. The Ohio River. Because, yeah. Because I want to put, the last remaining arrowheads in Turtle Island hands. Not more colonial settler people. I don't. But I can't do that because I got in a wreck recently. And my car got totaled. But that's for another video. So, yay. People think I'm spiraling, but I'm really just I'm just talking about myself. So what? Because I need to. So what if someone needs you to listen to them? I would listen to you. But people don't like to talk about themselves like I do. And I'm not trying to have porous boundaries. I just want people to know me so they can work with me and not against me. But yeah, when I tell too much about myself, like certain aspects that I've done, they cut themselves off from me. Things I didn't mean to do. And like someone talking about their experience of you is not slander. It's not slander. Me talking about my actual accounts of the experience are not slander. And I do remember how I was treated by everyone in my life. I was mostly left to fend by myself alone. Growing up, I was, by 12, I was doing my homework alone. Cleaning. The house was a landfill. The lower half of the house was a landfill. And I would have my, Haven up in my studio. I would do everything I could to keep it clean to the standard that I saw my mom do at the apartment. You see how nice she would keep it when she wasn't stressed and when she was enabled financially? But still, she had so many credit cards. So much financial slavery that I don't want to be a part of. I don't want to be a part of that. But apparently I have to advocate for myself like this to do that. But I don't want to entrench myself with settler people. I would rather work for black and brown bodies, especially disabled ones. But I hate that I have to put myself out there as a target. Because, yeah, Facebook and TikTok and my content, my personal content gets suppressed. And people just see the posts that I share that are other pages and shit, and people don't come to my page. They don't come to check on me, and when they do, they just end up triggering me into an enmeshment flashback where I behave caustically. Yeah, why is Caucasian so much like caustic? That's interesting, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. My mother told me how she would put phones together. Or she would take them apart and put them back together. Yeah, sure you weren't autistic, Susan. Sure. And the way my Uncle Warner made this jewelry box for the ladies. For the ladies. Yeah, my Uncle Warner made that with his hands. And my grandfather would make benches and do other carpentry for like the Corps of Engineers and whatever for his own. He had his own wood shop out in the garage that probably got bed bugs and got lit on fire because some people were using meth. Please stop calling them meth heads. Please quit being a Kuntilovich, or I will call you that to your face. And we'll just, talk about how shitty you are to yourself, because you're likely doing the same thing to yourself with alcohol, cigarettes. Yeah, I'm not doing drugs. It's a lawfully accepted drug, so it's not a drug. I'm fine. I'm cool, yeah, I grew up drinking Franzia by the box in like an hour. Okay, no, I don't think it was an hour. I think it took longer than that, but yeah.